Chapter 34. Which one of you is Afu and which is Dafu? Minli asked the twins. My name is Minli. The children laughed. Their giggles were like bells playing in unison. I'm Afu, said the girl, and he's Dafu, but you can just call us Dafu because we are always together. Everyone does. Minli smiled. The exhaustion from the long night of worry had made her feel heavy and clumsy, but the children's happiness seemed to carry her. Their every word seemed to be mixed with merriness. Their laughter pushed her toward the cheerful yellow patch in the distance. And as they approached the spot, Minli realized the yellow was flowers. In front of them was land full of blooming trees. The trees were heavy with bright blossoms, and as the wind blew through the branches, golden flowers showered down like rain. As they reached the trees and breathed in the spicy scent of the flowers, Minli gasped. It's beautiful, she said. The children laughed again, and the brilliant red of their clothes and the golden yellow flowers of the trees seemed to make Minli's eyes dazzle with color. But their brilliance was a contrast to the stone rooftops of the village below. The homes looked as though they had been hewed from the cold, harsh rock of the mountain. Minli saw that the flowering trees were the only things that grew easily from the unforgiving, rough soil. The boy saw Minli's gaze. That's our home, he told her, the village of the moon rain. Village of the moon rain? Minli asked. That's a strange name. Why isn't your village named after the flowering trees? It is, Dafu said. The story of the village of Moonrain. Over 100 years ago, when our ancestors were first brought here, the land of the village was barren and gray. Everything was dull and colorless. The wind cold and bitter. Still, our ancestors worked hard. They built houses out of the mountain stone, sewed warm, wadded cotton jackets, and planted seeds in the hard dirt. But despite their efforts, the land refused to bear a single plant or flower. However, even though it looked hopeless, our ancestors continued to work. Then, one night, when the moon was big and round, the air filled with a strange fluttering sound. Our ancestors thought a great storm was coming and had rushed inside. And a great storm was coming. With a crash, raindrops seemed to fall from the sky. But what strange rain it was! Round and smooth in the glowing light, the raindrops looked like silver pearls. And when they touched the ground, they disappeared. It's raining pearls, our ancestors said to each other. Jewels from the moon. And they rushed out with baskets and bags, catching what they could from this strange storm. Magically, when the raindrops were caught, they didn't disappear, and soon their baskets and bags were full. But in the morning, our ancestors saw that the drops were not pearls or jewels. In the sunlight, they saw that they were really seeds, but no one knew what kind of seeds they were. Curious, they planted them in the hard earth. And when the moon rose again that night, the strange rain fell again as well. This time our ancestors were not fooled and just watched the drops disappear into the ground. But in the morning, the planted seeds were sprouting as if watered by a magic brew. So night after night, the seed rain fell from the sky. And as daylight broke over the land, the seedlings grew higher. Soon they grew into beautiful silver trees with golden flowers. They were so beautiful, our ancestors planted more and more seeds, and soon the whole village was blooming with hundreds and hundreds of flowering trees. And since then, our home has been called the Village of the Moon Rain. We plant new seeds every day, and every night the moon rain falls, and every morning new seedlings sprouts. Maybe in another 100 years, all this stony land will be covered with trees, and the mountain will be as golden as the moon. So you can see that it's falling from the sky, and at first they're trying to catch them. So these seeds rain from the sky every night? Minley asked. Well, every night there is a moon, the girl said. That is why we call it moon rain. And you don't know why? Minley asked. Even though she was tired, she could not help being curious. Both children shook their heads, and before Minley could ask more questions, the boy pointed. Minley followed his hand and saw crimson gate doors painted with a cheerful greeting. We're here, he cried. Come on, we're home.